guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sister Sister, a podcast for spiritual baddies like us, Ellen and Maya. Something I've been thinking about is that we haven't really talked a little bit about like what we do now or what we're doing. I know we did in the first episode, but like, what do we do in our free time? So, Elle, tell us what you do in your free time besides, traveling from state to state and God knows what else you do.
Yeah, I've been all over for my business in the summer. But whenever I do actually have some time for my hobbies, I'm currently learning to play the ukulele because I thought that would be a fun side quest. I record the podcast in my free time. That is also part
That
of my
as
free
well.
time.
Yeah.
And
Um,
then I also like to paint. So I've been trying to get back into painting more because I had taken a break from it and I need something that like releases my stress. I also like to do a lot of like small little hiking trips and things like that with my boyfriend. We've gone to like a cave and we've gone on like a couple trails. We have more planned for whenever I take my break from market season. So I'm going to be taking a couple weeks off since I didn't get into the one show, which is probably a blessing because it'll be the end of July. So that will have already passed my break whenever you're hearing this. But yeah, I'll be taking a little break. It'll be the end of July. It'll be very hot outside, and I don't think I need to sit outside every weekend for the end of July.
that's true. That's fun. What do I do? Well, by the time you guys are watching this, I will hopefully have already been back on my fitness journey for the month because I promised myself starting July I would try to be more, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, I will stick to my schedule and I'll stick to my fitness goals because not only do I have trips coming up in January before my birthday. I'm going on a cruise to Turks and Caicos and other places. I'm really excited. It's right before my birthday though, so that's like my gift for my mom. But honestly, getting back into reading. I also started a freelance business on the side. It's just something I'm kind of doing as I go and get business. It kind of started with me writing resumes for family and friends, rewriting their resumes, I should say. And then I kind of got into the graphic design. So, yeah, um, you can follow us on Sister Sister, and then if you check our following, you'll see both of our businesses and what we're doing on the side. Um, so don't want to take away from our podcast here, to which today's episode we're doing Astrology Hot Takes, which I think is probably going to be my favorite episode this season.
We
So,
want to preface this with we mean no harm and no hate. These are simply our opinions. Um,
right,
we're entitled to our own opinion. So don't be offended if you're offended.
this is the wrong podcast for
This
you.
is yeah, this is the wrong podcast for you. This is the wrong episode. Don't listen to it if you're gonna get offended by what we say.
Right. Not only that, you have to realize this is how we enjoy spirituality, but also you have to remember our placements. Ella and I have very similar pace placements, so we kind of tolerate the same things. Sometimes we don't tolerate the same things. So this is all in good fun. Just remember that. Some of this is also based on true experiences that we've had with people. If you know who you are, again, we love you, but don't take offense to this. I promise this is all good natured and fun and not
Honestly,
meant to be harmful.
if the person who the first one's about is actually listening to this, please take offense to it.
I'm screaming.
Um, so I will start with my first hot take, which is fire sign stelliums make the worst romantic partners. If you aren't familiar with what a stellium is, it is someone who has three signs of their big six in the same sign, or in this case, they're all fire signs. Speaking from personal experience, they are very self-centered, only focus on themselves, and they just are not great romantic partners, in my humble opinion.
He next one. Aries Venuses, that's such a word, become obsessed with you, but not always in a good way. Personally, I have never had experience with this, but I can totally see how this would play out by knowing an Aries sun
Oh,
before.
you know someone who was an Aries Venus.
I do. Is it the same person that might be an Aries sun?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'm
Talk
sure
about
I'll
that
figure.
later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later off the screen. We're not gonna name names here. Scorpio
Not that
moon.
kind of podcast.
Yeah, we don't bash here. But Scorpio moons are the most emotional moon sign. They're just good at hiding this. I can attest to this because both Elle and my boyfriend have Scorpio moons. The only difference between Elle and my boyfriend is that my boyfriend's, because he's a fire sun, Sagittarius sun, Scorpio moon, is definitely more felt in the sense like he will make it known, especially like to close like people he loves, like the people he's close to. But if like you're just a random stranger on the street, like you would never know.
No, it's
But
like
yeah, Elle definitely has better practice with keeping it chill.
game face. This
Pisces,
one I don't think is true for every single one of them, but a lot of them.
I've had experience with quite a
So have
few.
I.
Pisces are manipulative without even realizing it because they truly believe they're delusional.
And I feel like this is more true for Pisces women.
Again, not all Pisces women, but the one I've had experience with, and I've had a lot of friends who were women and who were also Pisces. I can say that a lot of them were, yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to be doing too much on here, but yeah,
Leo Mars only get heated when they've been pushed to their breaking point or someone attacks their character. As a Leo Mars, I can attest to this because I do not get mad and I do not get angry. And maybe that is my earth sign sun that balances that out. But the minute you push me too far or you attack my character, oh, buddy, it is not a good day for you.
yikes. You don't want to be around when that happens. I'll just leave it at that. Sagittarius isn't the adventurous sign. They just lack impulse control. I feel like this one's about Charles.
Um, yes and no. I mean,
No
I guess it
shade to
could
my
apply to
boyfriend.
him, but think about all the Sagittarius men that I've dated.
That's also very true.
I had a real problem with only dating fire sign men for a very long time. And I've learned that's not good for me.
She also realizes that's why she hates Sagittarius men, except my boyfriend Charles, because he has that one Scorpio moon placement that is really just holding everything together.
It's hanging
Let
on
me
by a thread.
literally. But yeah, that's why we call Sagittariuses Sagittarius because they
Terrorize
literally
people.
they just act on impulse, and it's just like, why are you the way that you are?
Next, Cancer women are either the sweetest people you'll ever meet or they'll emotionally drain you and drag you down with them.
I can see that.
I am surrounded by Cancer women.
Yeah.
And
I
this is not like any like there can be times where they are very sweet and there's other times where they're just so draining. Like it can flip like a switch with some of them and it's like I need you to take like 10 steps backwards because you're overstimulating me right now and my brain cannot handle this.
you know, talking about this, I don't know if you've ever seen Inside Out. Love that movie. But I recently saw Inside Out too.
I saw it
And
last week too.
it's so cute. Love it. I think I will say, and I think this is probably a topic that we should do in the future, ranking, like guessing the placements of, you know, Inside Out characters. And it could be any movie, but I just think Inside Out because there's so many characters. But instantly, when I think of anxiety, I think of Virgo.
I am anxiety. Me and anxiety, same thing. Anxiety was giving me anxiety watching that movie.
Literally. And I would say Joy. Not to get too off topic, but maybe Joy since she was one of the main characters. I feel like she gives, like, in a way, she gives Leo energy, but at the same time, she also gives like water sign energy because like she was always like, forget the bad memories, only focus on the good ones kind of thing. And then at the end, she finally realized you have to have both. But like, I don't know, I'm kind of torn on that one. But yeah, we're definitely gonna get into that another. So, Taurus men with fire placements, oddly specific, I know, just based on past experience. Honestly, Earth sign men with fire placements, specifically Taurus, just stay away if you can't handle someone that's not that if you don't like people that are too full of themselves, you do not need this kind of man in your life or person in general. Um, dealt with one, uh, but anyway, needless to say, Cancer men are
And Cancer men.
another talk, another toxic one. Only, but like I say, also you have to remember when we talk about this, we also mean 99.9% of the time undeveloped ones, or sometimes you just kind of lose consciousness of the things you do or say, and it just kind of like happens. But we mostly mean undeveloped
People
individuals
who
as
haven't
well,
done growth and done their inner work.
right? Like if you don't identify more than just your sun sign, you have a problem. We'll keep it at that. But yeah, Cancer men, sassier than any other sign on the planet, especially if they're undeveloped. I knew quite a few Cancer men that are very sassy for no reason, actually. One of them is my boyfriend's brother. Yeah, he's great, but like sometimes that mouth of his, slick. And I'm like, who's sassier here, me or you? Like, hold on, who's the girl here, me or you? Not to genderize or anything, but I was just like, anyway.
Leo women. They either can be super conceited or super crazy. Never both at the same time in most cases, but they kind of have two like they're either like very conceited, very like not necessarily always conceited, but very like out there, this is who I am, I love myself, I'm the fun one, or they're just acting crazy.
And if they are both, run. February Aquariuses, they think they're better than a January Aquariuses. I put this one because I'm going to be honest, I am the stereotype of the February Aquarius. I'm very proud to be a February Aquarius. Aquarius. I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of on the January Aquariuses all the time because I'm just like, you guys are so boring. Ew, you're next like Capricorn and blah. But I mean, honestly, Aquariuses in general, like, I think we're fun. I mean, if I do say so. But anyway,
Virgos are super
Virgos.
critical of everyone and everything has to be done their way or it's wrong. Yeah, this is me to a T, 99% of the time, especially because I'm a business owner. Like, I know the most effective way to do something. I figured it out, and I will yell at you if you're doing it a different way.
Oh yeah, I've had plenty of experience with this.
Like
So
we literally have a running joke in my house because me and my stepdad are both Virgos. And then there's my mother, who is the poor Cancer woman, of the house. And she's like, says all the time, she's like, well, I live with two Virgos. I can't ever be right because they're right all the time.
yeah, honestly, with Virgos, like you can't just be right even once. And if you are right, they're not gonna like let you be right. They're just gonna automatically default to being right. So just learn that now.
Virgos love to argue because of this.
Yeah, I know quite a few Virgos, and they all love to argue.
It doesn't necessarily have to even be arguing, though. Like, they just love to debate. Like,
Honestly, like they just love the back and forth. Honestly, Gemini's. Are they two-faced or do they just know how to get what they want? That's the question.
this is very similar to Pisces and like the manipulation idea, except I think Geminis know that they're doing it. I don't think Pisces realize they're doing it. I think that they just sometimes are that delusional, that
Right.
they think that that's real. But Geminis, they know what they want and they aren't afraid to go after it by any means.
Honestly, yeah, I can see that. Capricorns work too much and have to justify every penny. Every Capricorn I know is frugal to a T. Like it's just in their nature to be frugal, to, not spend unnecessary money where they don't have to. Just, penny counting single. Like I have a friend from high school. She is a Capricorn and she recently moved upstairs from her family's two multi-family house. So she has the top floor now, and she was talking about buying a couch, and she's like, "Oh my god, like this costs so much money. Now I have to work this much extra to make it back." And I'm like, "Girl, were you gonna sit on the floor? Like, it's not that serious. You needed a couch. Like, it wasn't like she went and bought like a Louis Vuitton bag. Like, no, like it's shit you need, and they have to justify every penny." But yeah, last but not least, Libras keep more to themselves than Aquarius. I say this one is true because I feel like the Libras I know, they're very like to themselves. They're not out there like that. Like they have their peeps. Like not not to be like they don't get along with everyone, but I feel like they have their circle and that's their circle.
Well, yeah, like we were
Aquarius,
just talking about this beforehand. I feel like Libras are just super awkward when they're around people they don't know. And
right?
that's why they keep to themselves is to avoid those awkward interactions.
Honestly, like I feel like as an Aquarius, I feel I don't feel like as awkward. Like sometimes I do have awkward moments where I do awkward things in public, and I'm like, did someone just watch me right now? But like it's not ever really serious where it's like I wouldn't be comfortable going up to a stranger and striking up a conversation. I feel like especially now that I've grown older and gotten to know more of my placements and my Gemini rising being my Gemini rising placement, I definitely feel like I'm more out there. So not all Aquariuses are aloof and attached. So it's probably Libra. So with that being said, let's get right into our astrology almanac for this week. Astrology almanac with L.
Astrology Almanac for the week of August 9th to August 15th. There's really not much going on this week besides the fact that Mercury retrograde will move from its home sign of Virgo into Leo, which will cause more heated communication. So be sure to practice your patience whenever it comes to this, as well as, practicing patience when it comes to traveling, especially driving. Don't let the road rage take over. It's just going to cause more travel delays, and you don't need that.
At me. Anyway,
Oh,
it's
I'm the
now
same.
t- it's now time for our favorite part of the show, tarot time. Tarot time. Here we are with tarot time. I think the opening of that should just be Elle with her like this, her cards like this, for her eyes, make it more mysterious.
If you don't watch the podcast on YouTube, you should because you get to see me slowly splaying the cards out in front of my face almost every time.
And
Wow,
me
the
just,
wands are just really coming out tonight.
all right, fire signs, enough.
Because we've said we batch record for people. So if you didn't remember that, so we did episodes 4, 5, and 6 all tonight, and it's been wands cards for all three. We got the Knight of Wands this
Also
time.
fire sign energy.
So once again, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy, but more importantly, the Knight of Wands is someone who is coming in. They kind of come in headstrong in every situation that they approach in life. Same with the Queen and King of Wands that we talked about in the last two episodes. They're very passionate. They're very forward. They know what they want. They're going after it. They're very driven. But the Knight of Wands is someone who basically comes in riding on a horse, guns a-blazing, is for lack of a better explanation. They come in strong, fiery, I'm here to get what I want and take it, and this opportunity is for me. I'm saying it is kind of the energy with that. So definitely come into life with the belief that good things are happening for you and these opportunities are meant for you. But just be a little bit cautious, especially with Mercury retrograde switching into the sign of Leo this week, with how you are speaking to people because you may come off a bit aggressive. And we don't necessarily need that because that can cause heated communication and arguments.
A word of wisdom from Elle.
Me and my tarot cards.
What deck is that?
That is the
People might.
tattooed tarot.
Interesting. Very nice deck. Where'd you get it? In case
New
the people also
Orleans.
want to know. New Orleans. Ooh, it's a special.
It's a special deck. It's the one I got whenever I went to New Orleans on my let's find myself journey in 2022 after I moved back home and had a mental breakdown.
And then the show stopped. But it's okay, we're back again and better than ever. All that being said today, and remember again, this was all in good fun. So if you felt targeted, sounds like a you problem, respectfully.
Yeah, this was all in good fun. Enjoy yourself, have a laugh, make your friends listen to how their signs got roasted.
Exactly. And if you feel like we should do a part two and you want to, just comment your thoughts, like your experiences. I think that would be fun to read, like in a segment where we read our followers.
Listeners' comments.
Yeah, exactly. Like that would be cool. We should do that for next season. So, with all that being said, thank you for tuning into another episode with Sister Sister. We are your hosts, Ellen and Maya, and tune in next time. Make sure you follow us also on Instagram and TikTok. Peace out, y'all.
Bye, guys.